Okay, here I got my 2017 RMX450 currently running Wiseco Fuel controller. It's the same. They're all made by Dobek. It's the exact same thing that JD Jetting sells, or it's very similar. So got it mounted up in my airbox, down in there. It stays out of the way. I can pull it out and do it with it, whatever. Turn the bike on. Start it up. So I've got this little doodad here, Vortex ignition. I'm going to change it. Okay, got my RMX450 2017 model. I'm taking off the ECU and adding a Vortex ECU. So first off, I have to take off the Wiseco Fuel Management Controller. This is very similar to a JD Jetting. All these units are made by Dobek. It's pretty much the same. This unit worked decent. It's just, I kind of feel it's a band-aid, where the Vortex is more of an all-around engine control unit. I just heard it's a better unit, so we're going to give it a shot. Okay, yeah, here's the next thing I got to do. Right here is the injector. And I have the injector for the interrupt plug for the Wiseco plugged into my injector. So I need to remove this, which, there we go, there's that. And then I gotta plug my injector back in. Right now I have the Wiseco plugged into my injector. Yeah, here it is. Here is the Wiseco, or the Dobek, or the JD Jetting, whatever you want to call it. So need to pull this out. There we go. So now this is the stock unit. I need to plug this back in. This is the stock wiring harness. Gotta complete this there. Okay, injector's plugged in. So now I have to fish this out of here. I think I'm gonna have to pull the battery. Yeah, seems like I had to do that the first time. No big deal, pull the battery. There's the battery. My firepower featherweight. It's been a good battery so far. And here's the battery rubber controller. I'm wondering if I can't take this out, get a little bit more airflow through there. Be less cushion for the battery, but I might try that. Gotta be careful with these plugs. Trying to pull it through this tight grill work is not always easy. I got several things in here I need to pull out. This is where it gets tricky. Gotta be careful here. Gotta work through these nice and easy because it's not a lot of room in here. I don't have to take this fender off, but I might have to. Oh, got it through there. There we go. Okay. There we go. Wiseco Fuel Management Controller. If you got a JD jetting, or there's a bunch of brands, but they're all pretty much made by Dobek. That's what it looks like. So there's that. So now, here comes a real dealio here. So we've got the regular RMX ECU, which has one and one map only that you can access. I think it actually has two maps, but they locked it off, closed it off, feded it off, whatever you want to call it. The feds stopped them from using it. So now I have my Vortex ignitions. I got everything set to stock. We're going to try stock first. And they just be careful and plug it in. I can get it to snap. There you go. Kind of have to finagle some of this stuff sometimes. Then I gotta work it on to these posts. There's that post. I remember this part was kind of tricky. Didn't really seem like it should be, but for some reason it is. These posts want to break. You don't want to break the post off this fender because it's about a $65, $70 fender. And you can only get it from Suzuki, so. Because it's, I say that because it has this part that houses all this RMX stuff. Other fenders don't have it. Polysport, nobody else makes one. So, let's already kind of bend it, so I'm kind of worried about breaking it. Let me do this little thing, make it a little, it's more of a sliding. Work it on there. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, that seems to be in there. Now, you kind of deal with some of these plugs. You've got extra plugs here for a map switch, a programming plug, and of course they want to get in the way. Put that there, put this down here, and you got your dealer. This is where the old dongle used to go, and then this one is your dealer plug, which you can plug in a fuel injector light, which will give you trouble codes. But we don't need that now, so we'll stick it down in there. We don't need this one now, we'll stick it somewhere. Stuff's kind of fiddly in here. There. Okay, got everything out of the way. Seems like it's in the right place. Put our battery back in. Vortex says you don't have to disconnect the battery to do this job, which is fine, but I did it anyway. Got it tight. Got it tight. Got it tight. Let's test this. See if it closes. See if we create ourselves any issues. No, it's closed. And then my other second favorite job, putting the tank back on. Ah, there we go. I still got the old motocross tank. Be careful with this fuel pump. You know, bust it, break it, bend it, scratch it, pop it. Okay, did you hear that pop in? That was good. Gotta get it in here. I find it easier to just remove the wings than to take the wings off the tank. But do it however you feel. So you gotta put the controller back. Gotta snap that back together. Come on, get it in there. So let's shut up and see if we can hear it click. Oh, heard it click. All right, before we snap it all up, I guess here comes the moment of truth. See if it works. Got my fingers crossed. I can hear the pump turning on, and let's see. Seems to work. Goes down to 13.8, 13.9 voltage. Yeah, it's kind of late, so I won't rev the engine bike. I'm sure my neighbors love me already. So that was actually an improvement. When this bike is cold, it usually took at least 2 times to start a button, usually 3, and I hadn't started it in a while, and it took 4 this last time I started it. It's usually 2 to 3 every time. So that started on the first button, which is good. So there's the install. Too late to do anything else, but snap up the rest of this. And yeah, before I get out of here, I just got one thing to show you guys. Hope you can see this in focus. But there you go. RMX450 10 through 19 X10 ECU settings. So those are all the maps, 1 to 10 or 1 to 0. And this is a 12/17 release. I have several revisions here, but I'm pretty happy it started. It didn't like die and cough and not do anything, so that's always a positive sign. Just one more note on this is that This Vortex box was originally programmed for a KX450F, a 2012 through 15, but it's the same form factor. I mean, by form factor, it's each box has got a model number, and this one's the EC2D. So the RMX went on the EC2D, which is also the same thing for the RMZ 250 and 450 up to certain year models. There's a point in there, I think it's 14, I don't remember, but they go to a different box. But KTM also uses the same box, along with Husqvarna and Husaberg. And there might be some more, but those are the ones that I do know. So we'll get to testing, see how it works out. Thanks for watching.